everyone, Dan here from the Next Issue Podcast. On today's video, we're going to be doing a review for Marvel's all-new West Coast Avengers #1. This is a new book from Marvel Comics. Let's talk about the creative team before we get into this book. This book is written by Gary Duggan with art by Danny Kim, Arthur Hesley on colors, letters by Joe Caramagna. Very, very exciting stuff. It's an interesting lineup. I will say that just to kind of throw that off the bat. We have Jessica Drew, Spider-Woman, Tony Stark, Iron Man, in probably the most struggled position that he's ever been. We have the War Machine, Firestar, who also looks like she's been through the ringer, rough and tumble, and then Ultron. So that's kind of where we are. But in this book, Ultron Returns, Redeemed, Iron Man and War Machine have put together a new team of Avengers, one that includes villains seeking a path to redemption. Their case study, Ultron, who against all odds seems to be walking the straight and narrow for now. But does the success of one guarantee the success of all? Spider-Woman, Firestar have their doubts, and can any amount of heroics absolve Ultron from his past? Yeah, I mean, there's definitely an interesting setup here. I think Gary Duggan actually brings a lot of humor to this book. It's a little bit goofy, a little bit of a quirky personality, I will say, to the tone of the book. So that's really interesting. Uh, but then also we have some serious issues that are going on here, right? Like Firestar's been through a lot of stuff. Tony's been through the ringer. There's a pretty funny moment with Tony that I was like, oh my goodness, this is just ridiculous, and only comic books can do something like this. Um, but I like the combination of these. I think it's a weird balancing act of like having this, not only the tone, but just like having Ultron around. I think that just makes the book a little bit more interesting. So, yeah, it's quite an interesting ride. Now, Danny Kim, I'm not very familiar with Kim's art. I think it fits the tone of the book very well because it can shift between something a little bit more serious and then, like I mentioned, those goofy moments. I am interested to see how how the art maybe change as the book tonally moves along, or if the book will maintain this kind of balance of tone, right? But I really enjoyed it. I think some of the character redesigns are very interesting, specifically if you're a downtrodden character. Like I said, Tony's going through so much. He's lost everything, right? If you're reading the Iron Man series, you know that he's kind of lost everything. Rhodey is still building fences with Tony after all the events of the last Iron Man series. We haven't seen Jessica Drew in a little while. I was not caught up with what she was doing. I know she lost her baby in the Spider-Man series, and then Firestar. Just everything that happened after Krakoa and the fall of Krakoa, probably still weighing heavy on her mind. But yeah, I don't know where the heck Ultron's been. So it's really cool. The book really catches you up. It lets you know Gary Duggan's really good and very efficient at letting you know this is who these characters are. This is so it does have that a little bit of like number one issue anchor that it has to explain a lot and it has to build a lot. But as the story moves on, it flows very nice. And then, of course, as you get to the last few pages, you're like, here we go, planting the seeds of the mystery, of planting the seeds of doubt. And then, of course, just kind of showing a little bit of the cards that are going to be played later. So, quite enjoy this one. I'll definitely be following along. I haven't read a West Coast Avengers book in a while. I would have thought that we would have other team members here, like maybe Wonder Man or Beast, who kind of reunited in the at the end of the fall of Krakoa. But we'll see. Maybe they'll come later. Maybe they'll have to be recruited later on. And then, of course, who knows what's going to happen with Ultron. So, highly encourage you to check this one out if you're looking for a book that's very tonally different to the main Avengers book, or even the Avengers Assemble book. I think it's called the one that Captain America's leading. So, yeah. If you pick this up, let me know what you thought about it down in the comments, as always. Thank you for watching, everyone. Remember to share, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we go live. That is most Saturdays, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. And stay tuned. We have more comic reviews, trailer reactions, TV recaps, all that fun stuff here in the channel. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye-bye.